It's Madden NFL 24, and we'll see DJ Moore. Big plays follow him around. He comes in second in the NFL in receiving yards. It's the Bears and the Lions. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
Downtown between Brush Street and I-375. That's where we're located in the heart of Detroit at Ford Field, which first opened back in 2002. Today we've got an interesting Week 11 matchup on tap, as it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the Detroit Lions. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. Things haven't gone exactly according to plan to this point, but boy, you and I down there with them before the game, they were fired up.
And they understand how important this game is. Win this one, they can start to think about a turnaround.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they come in right at 500, looking to get that win to bump them back above 500.
This game means a lot to them because of what you just talked about. When you can bump yourself over 500, it's a lot of optimism in your building as you move forward in the season.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So here come the Bears to take over on offense behind their third-year quarterback, former Ohio State Buckeye Charles, Justin Fields.
And the guys on the other side of the ball know they'll have to be on their toes. And it's obviously not just the passing, but the running element that makes him dangerous. He ran for over 100 yards in that game last week. So keeping him contained will be a big emphasis for this defense.
Here we go. Strike.
Starting on the ground with Herbert. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 23 carries, 121 yards, and a touchdown.
Yeah, he could very well be on his way to a rushing title, but guess what? His offensive line, they're meeting separately because they want that rushing title as much as he does, and they want to make sure they get him there.
2nd down, they go back to Herbert. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. You talk about this Lions defense. They're currently 6th in the NFL in defending the run.
I still crack up a little bit after we left our meeting with the defensive coordinator. As I said to you, stop me if you've heard this before. How about him saying, well, first order of business, we got to stop the run. Of course you do. He's got a good unit, but facing the #1 rushing team, they have to stop that in order to have a good performance.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
He didn't like what he saw downfield, decided his best course of action was to take off and run. And that ended up being a gamble that did not pay off for him. Now they would have to gamble again if they want to keep this series going.
They're going for it. Here's Herbert. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And this defense delivers a turnover on down. First drive of the afternoon. Matt Eberflus clearly in disagreement with that last call, and he's going to throw the challenge flag. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always...
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have 1 challenge remaining. And here's the former Bear. This is David Montgomery. And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32. And, Charles, you look at this defense, they were a very loose group coming into the week, knowing they kind of had the upper hand going into this one, taking on a team that hasn't won in a month and a half.
And that works well for you if you establish your dominance early in the game against a team that's struggling. But if somehow they fashion some plays together early, knock them back on their heels, that looseness can be used against them. Then they're trying to scramble to make sure they get their game right.
They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Back to throw, Goff. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Montez Sweat, the man that time to fight in and drop him. And, Charles, part of the reason they lost last week, they didn't have a single sack. Well, they changed that quickly.
But did they ever? And it was something they talked about with us extensively. They needed to get pressure. How were they going to get to the quarterback? Obviously, they schemed themselves into a great play, didn't they?
And here now the punter Fox as he sends this one away. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Here we go.
They'll go again with Herbert. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now a 3rd down throw, and it misses the target, incomplete.
That certainly looks like nothing to show now from these first 2 possessions. And guess what? When you're on a losing streak, that can lead to a full sense of, here we go again. So on the sidelines, the offensive play callers, quarterback, they've got to get together and dial something up to start their next drive. Otherwise, it could be a long game.
They'll try and run for it. And he will have the first down as he's up to his 17-yard line. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. At first glance, I wasn't sure he got it. Then I saw that spot. Definitely a first down.
It was, but boy, on the other side, you disputed a little bit, wouldn't you? Okay, if you're playing defense, are you sure he got there? But that's why they tell you all the time, don't just get what you need, get a little bit more, and take the decision out of the hands of the officials.
Oh, there he needed a yard. He got a yard and maybe an inch. The Bears at 500, sitting at 5-5. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Tracy Walker in on the tackle.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. He wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
From the 37, they work on 2nd and 6. To throw is Fields. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And they'll be at the 18-yard line. Great field position here in the red zone. Partner, on my spot sheets, I highlighted turnover margin because we remember they turned it over 4 times last week. So another one here in the first quarter. This isn't the way they want to go.
No, not even close. And it's not something they even imagine because the amount of time that we know that they spend in practice talking about what they need to get done, working on it, showing them how to take care of the football, and emphasizing what it means in terms of winning, they got to just be puzzled right now that they're not taking care of the ball better.
2nd down, and they go back to Gibbs. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Third and 3. Here's Goff. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Lions take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. Velus Jones now from his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. We switch the attention now to Khalil Herbert as this offense comes out for their next drive.
A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We're watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complementary piece in the last game. You know, they're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields.
Rolling to his right. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down.
You talk about this Lions defense.
This unit, they've struggled a little bit against the pass, ranked number 21 in the league.
What they lack in pass defense, they do make up for in run defense. They're a top 10 unit against some people trying to move the ball on the ground. But this is a passing league, so there's a conundrum for them. How do they get better defending the pass?
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves, that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be second down. Herbert powering up the middle. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be 3rd and about a foot or 2.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Here's Fields on the sneak, and he will have the Bears first down, at least at first glance, as he'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. A handoff for Herbert. And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. It's a pickup of 10 and a Bears first down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Bears with the football. We get set to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Here we go, son.
Herbert once more. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll in fact tackle him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Off play action, Fields. They'll roll him out right. That's going to be caught. And so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all...
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Khalil Herbert with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the 3rd most in a single year. And the Bears are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback. Detroit's offense ready to take over. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now. But this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent author a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now, they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one. That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. 1 yard is the loss. They back up even further to a 3rd and 15. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused it.
And he's going to be taken down. Goff is sacked. And the defense coming through on 3rd down, a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. Here's Jack Fox now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Jones on the return. It's a 40-yard punt, 4 yards on the return, and the Bears take over. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And they are back down to the 500 mark after 2 straight losses. And, Charles, this is a team that, to be frank, their play has really dropped off the last couple of weeks.
And, Brandon, I think there's a sense around the building that they can't let this losing streak get any worse than it is. Because if they were to lose here and fall below 500, then you're playing catch-up the rest of the way. They've got to take a stand and make it stop right now.
2nd and 6. On play action, Fields. They'll let this go for the end zone. And this one incomplete. Oh, he couldn't hang on to it in the end zone, and that's one that'll launch him. And now it brings up 3rd down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that was doing it for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. Looking left side, that's caught by Moore. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
I don't care how many times we say it, I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass trade in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, We see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
88 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. On 1st and 10, here's Fields. They'll set up the screen to Herbert. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Only 3 there on the screen at 2nd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
On 2nd down, a run with Herbert.
And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there. Of course you're going to give it to him.
They'll run with Herbert.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago.
Khalil Herbert
with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Bears have taken the lead.
So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
Here's Raymond bringing it out. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
And Detroit getting set to go now.
That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula to get them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they get this game tied up. Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Now a play fake, and it's gone.
He gets this out wide to Gibbs.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33.
Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5.
That play was well covered. Just tried to check it down. Unfortunately, we're not able to find any yardage on that one.
The Lions on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5.
Goff now looking to throw.
That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And he is going to have a Lions first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
Oh, they had a good chance to get off the field defensively there. If they could just wrap up, it's going to be a 4th down. But instead, they can't get him on the deck, and he allows them to pick up the first down.
And now the rookie's free.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Goff on first down.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch and turn upfield and pick up the first down.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Goff.
And the pressure gets there. He'll go down. It's a sack. And it is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. T.J. Edwards in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. So now following the sack, often the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They'll set up the screen to Montgomery. And he'll be taken down well before the first at about the 36-yard line. They pick up 10, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
Now back with the Lions. Here's Riley Patterson on for the field goal.
From the left hash, this from 53 yards out.
Patterson's kick is good.
And they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. We switch the attention now to Khalil Herbert as this offense comes out for their next drive.
Good returns on the last drive. He hit the end zone for the second time. Good returns in this first half, really.
Yeah, good returns for his team. Really good returns for the guy. You know where I'm going. Darn right. Those fantasy guys who have him on their team, they're rejoicing right now, and they have a high expectation that what they've seen already will continue.
Be more. You talk about fantasy a lot, but you don't. Why don't you just play? You don't.
I'm not good enough to play the fantasy game. I enjoy watching
You're an analyst.
You do it.
You're an expert.
I mean, you were a champ last year. Keep it up.
5th place.
Okay. Well, that's a champ in my book.
Here we go.
Here's 2nd and 3. Here's a give to Herbert.
And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Play action. It's Fields. Looking deep here for Mooney.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And they're not going to go quietly into this halftime break. They know they're in for a fight, so they're trying to make every possession count. They took the big shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Here we go.
Here's 2nd and 10. A play fake, now Fields to throw.
Flush to his right. And that is incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
From the gun on 3rd down, Fields. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked by Tracy Walker. And he's giving his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds.
Finding Williams once more, complete.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Goff.
This to Laporta, right side.
And inside the 5 here before he's out of bounds, right at the 3. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. And that extra yardage makes this upcoming field goal attempt much more manageable.
Agreed, because when you talk to defensive coordinators, they always tell us the 35-yard line on our side of the field, that's the line we guard the most aggressively, because once they get there, they believe they're in field goal range.
So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they had the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Things starting to get interesting in this final weekend before Thanksgiving. So let's see what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay. And that's been a back-and-forth game, all tied in the second quarter. From there, we head down to sunny Miami to check on the Dolphins at home at Hard Rock Stadium. And you can see, currently, they trail in that ball game. Jimmy Garoppolo, 2 touchdown passes thus far. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie. See what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And they have the lead over the...
Past the halfway point of the season and now past the halfway point of this game. We skip halftime and get right back to the action. Set to begin the third quarter. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gunn, getting set for quarter number 3 here. It'll be Lions football to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. As they begin their second half here, Charles, offensively, not where they want to be, obviously. They're losing in this ball game, but very much within striking distance. We'll see what adjustments they make in the second half.
Is that the old glass half full, half empty type of a deal? Which way do you want to look at it? Because you're right, they're down on the scoreboard, but they're definitely opportunities now. Because if they want to go ahead and get going in this one, get back to the running game. I think there are going to be some places to go with it, and I think the offensive line will appreciate the chance to fire out and hit people.
That's a good point because they virtually had nothing going in the ground game in that first half. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Kyler Gordon picks it off, and his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. But the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Another carry for Herbert on second down. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 126 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
A big hole there. How about him handling the point of attack? Just positioning himself so that run could go right off of his backside and deep into the secondary.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Fields now to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
2nd and 10. Oh, now Moore going to get a chance to run. I don't think anyone in the building fooled right there as that one is going to blow up in their faces. That'll go as a loss of 9, and it leads to 3rd down.
The safety position continues to evolve into a bigger role in run defense than in the past. They certainly love to have him drop down and get aggressive in bringing ball carriers down behind the line of scrimmage. Not many bigger stops than that one right there.
3rd and long. It's Fields. And it's incomplete.
execution there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing fourth down.
Santos' kick is up and through, and that'll move their lead up to 4 now. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
So out now come the Lions. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive, in particular if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Now a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 29 yards, first down. Play action. It's Goff. That's to the tight end, Laporta. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Second down and 3. Goff throwing again. They'll find Williams on the slant. And they get this one to about the 20-yard line. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
From the red zone now, Goff. Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. And the Lions are going to have a first and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up for the first and goal.
And they've got 3 tight ends here on first and goal to add some extra mass. Montgomery going to be stopped before he can get moving forward as he'll lose a couple back to the 5-yard line. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Back at the 5-yard line now, second and goal. Goff now to throw. This is caught. That time the completion goes for 4 yards, and we're set up with a third and goal.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
They've gotten it to the 1. Can they get that final yard here on third and goal? Here's Goff. There's Laporta. He's got it. Touchdown, Lions. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Lions have retaken a third-quarter lead. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that gives them a 3-point lead. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. We switch the attention now to Khalil Herbert as this offense comes out for their next drive. He's already hit pay dirt twice. He's up over 100 yards. He is feeling good.
And he's just zipping along today. Everything coming together for him. It's that type of a day that you see a back just kind of have a grin on his face every time his number is called. Because he doesn't feel like there are going to be any lost yardage plays. Nothing but big-time positive runs.
Making the sideline grin as well. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal,
get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
On play action, Fields. This will be caught downfield by Moore. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one covers 29 yards, first down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
Well, Brandon, we can see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish on it.
Touchdown, Chicago! DJ Moore, 45 yards. And the Bears have answered back with a third-quarter touchdown of their own to retake the lead.
Partner, remember that old film with Peyton Manning going through the route tree with his great receivers in Indianapolis? I think we're seeing the results of the same type of work here today. These guys know each other so well that they don't even have to call the play. They can just look each other and know the route that's going to be run, and usually the connection is perfect.
Santos with the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback. Now the Lions offense, they get ready to head back out there. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Goff now looks to throw. He short arms that one just a bit. It's low and incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Now it's Goff. And his throw here is incomplete.
I didn't like the look of that play right from the beginning. I thought he should have seen the coverage that was there, tried to force it in. That one, he's fortunate, just fell incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Goff. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
To the air again, Goff. He'll leave it for Montgomery complete. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
On 2nd down, Montgomery. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try to chip someone at the second level.
Nice third down conversion and even 20 yards. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll bring up second down. On second down, here's Gibbs. And he takes this one in for the Lions touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Lions, on the final play of the third quarter, have taken the lead. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that gives them a 3-point lead. And they will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out. Back now at Ford Field, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter.
Here we go, Scott. Go.
Now Herbert to start the drive. They'll get this to the 24, and it's second down.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there, but how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Second down and 8. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields sliding out of the pocket. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. Third down.
And next time, Brandon, I think you might want to consider running it, because those defensive backs, they were plastered to the receivers, and they weren't letting up as that play went on.
This offense so far on third down, 5 out of 9 thus far. This is third and 8. Off play action. Fields. He'll buy some time right. And he'll be out right at the 35. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a first down. This is Herbert. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. Second down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
On second down, here's Fields. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
Here we go.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. To throw is Fields. And pass complete to Moore. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A big play there on the catch and run. And it's going to yield a new set of downs.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. Here's Fields. He rifles complete, caught by Moore. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start.
Here we go,
and here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
They'll run here with Herbert. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. Khalil Herbert, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Bears answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth-quarter lead.
And this is a time of game where offensive lines can really dictate a team's fortunes. It's been a tough battle. They've been out there for a long time. But this was a question of who can wear down who. And that's excellent work to put a long drive together and finish it with a touchdown run to take the lead.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. Detroit's offense ready to take over. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. St. Brown in motion right. And they're going to give it to him on the jet sweep. And that is not fooling anyone. He never had a chance to turn the corner there, and they'll go backwards right away. No sweat from Montez Sweat that time as he makes that stop look easy. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. A shotgun snap for Goff. A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days, but you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. Here's Jones. Now a hit and a loose football. Oh, and one of the linebackers has got it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. And now hang on here. The door, can you hear it? It's a little open.
Is that the squeaky hinges that I'm hearing right now? Yeah, the door.
Is that too high pitch?
No, not at all. The door is open a little bit. It's almost like when you told those horror stories on the camping trip, right? And now, look out.
Yeah.
You got a little bit different look on the game at this point.
Big momentum swing here in the fourth on the punt fumble. Yannick Ngakoue in on the stop. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Goff. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
But plain and simple, that's the second time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off? He's got thrown off. He's got to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
That was for the lead right there. They know they're in a position where fortune favors the brave. So they took their shot, but couldn't connect.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. But that's always a risk on those longer kicks. You have to drive it low to get it there. That opened the door for a better chance for the defense to get a hand on it, and that's just what we saw there.
And even if the odds increase a little bit because it's a longer field goal attempt, it's still difficult to get hands on the football and create a block. Big-time excitement for that unit, getting through and knocking that one away.
On 1st and 10, it's Herbert. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Rolling to his right. Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the fourth quarter.
A give left side here for Herbert. And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. 159 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
Tackle there by Alex Anzalone. Able to stay in bounds, so the clock keeps rolling. And this defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is first guy there, hold him up. Second, third guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
Now it's Fields. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
That fourth quarter, maybe a new start to watch. Is the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Fields now to throw. And that is incomplete. So decision time now because a field goal keeps it a one-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer and you go for it. You have to analyze this one. To me, you take the field goal, take the points. I don't think you want to risk coming away with nothing.
From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback. So here's Goff and the Lions. Down by 7. 2 minutes, 17 seconds to go. Now their losing streak in danger of continuing as they come up on first down. On first down, it's gone. Into the hands of Williams across the formation. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive.
Super one.
First down, here's the run with Montgomery. Runs over it. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line.
That's exactly what they were looking for. If they get another gain like that, they'll be right there in field goal range.
And the tension building. Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Goff. That's to the tight end, Laporta. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. This is 1st and 10. Goff now to throw. And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. Touchdown, Detroit. Amon-Ra St. Brown with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this game here in the final minutes. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we are tied here in the fourth quarter. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the fourth as the kick's away. On the return is Jones from the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. There's DJ Moore as he and the rest of the offense head back out there. And now he's inching closer to a 200-yard game. He's been so solid.
And he is really denting the pride of the guys playing defense, too, because there's certain barriers that you just don't want to give up. You never want to give up a 100-yard rusher, a 100-yard receiver. He's closing in on 200 yards. Wow, that's a really big game.
He'll fire deep, looking for more. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I don't know if you need the big shot right there or not, because you've still got time to work some of the shorter stuff and try to get into field goal range. They did go for the big one there. It would have been nice, but it winds up incomplete.
Now Fields. They'll roll him out right. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete. The sound reverberating here in the dome. This is third down. Here's Fields. He's got Mooney. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. 2 timeouts still available in this final minute. It's 1st and 10 now. Back to throw. Fields. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Arlene McNeil, what an effort to get in there and drop him. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. All eyes on Fields. Looking deep here for Mooney. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
And you certainly have to applaud the effort here. They're not settling for overtime. They're trying to get in position to win it with a late field goal. That takes some guts, but this one is going to wind up incomplete.
This crowd turning up the decibel level. It's 3rd and long. Play action. It's Fields. And this is caught. He hits more. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
So here's Cairo Santos on the field goal try. This from 52, and this for the win. And his kick is good. From 52 yards away, he gets it to go. And they've come in here and stolen one on the road. Well, this was a very close ball game at halftime, Charles, but in the second half, that offense kind of kicked things into another gear, and they were able to pull away for the victory.
And, Brandon, I think they're the type of team that just looked in the mirror and said, hey, ton of pressure on, but we're the type of team that can flat out handle it. They stood up with confidence, and made it happen for a victory.
So for the Bears, they move back over 500 now at 6-5. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Minnesota Vikings. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they're going the wrong way as
It's Week 12 of the National Football League, and we'll see DJ Moore. Always staying busy, he's your league leader in receiving yards. It's the Bears and the Vikings on Monday Night Prime Time.
As this crowd rolled into U.S. Bank Stadium, they were bundled up, jackets and scarves, downright cold outside on this November evening. But all good here inside as we welcome you to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Tonight we wrap up this Thanksgiving weekend with a compelling matchup, as it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the Minnesota Vikings.
Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club. Now, losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a man who nearly broke the single-season rushing record for quarterbacks last season. A true dual threat out of Ohio State, Justin Fields.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
Starting on the ground with Herbert, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. These two teams, you may remember, they met up at Soldier Field earlier this season with the Bears winning that one. So if they can win here in Minnesota, they get a sweep of the season series. They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. They'll run. It's Herbert. And he powers his way up past the 30. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
Back to throw. Fields escaping the pressure right. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Fields, we know he has the good mobility. He flashes it there as he scrambles for the first down.
He's a talented runner, and that means he's always looking for bigger and bigger gains when he takes off. Certainly found some bonus yards there beyond the first down marker, and this early drive will continue with that extra jolt from his legs.
Now Herbert. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Hey, look at this defense for the Vikings. Now, they've been dreadful against the run. No getting around at number 32, dead last in the NFL.
And when people talk about facing a challenge, they are certainly getting one in this ball game because they're facing the #1 rushing unit in the NFL, which means this is going to be a contest they've got to be prepared for from the first snap.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. He was looking to get that one to DJ Moore, but now it'll be 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. And this will be caught by Mooney. And he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Still leaves him with 4th and short. Any chance you go for it?
It's definitely in the back of my mind. In fact, I've discussed it with my staff all week long, different situations that I may want to go for it. Where's the ball in the field? Do I have confidence in my trigger guy? What am I going to do? I'm also talking about my analytics department. What are the odds? If I don't get it, what's it going to do to me the rest of the game? Personally, I end up taking all that, putting it in my head, and making a decision. And you know me, I'm probably going to go for it.
Wow, Trent, you want to make an opening drive statement.
Yes, I do. Once I have the ball and I've got it on the move, I don't want to just give up that easily.
Well, a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. Now we're going to get a stoppage. It appears to be an injured Bear on the field. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 41. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Stop made there by Brian Asamoah.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Now 2nd and 5. A play fake, now Fields to throw. And that one to the right side and incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
It's been a pretty long opening drive. This will be play number 11 coming up on third down. Now Fields sliding out of the pocket. That is caught. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 17-yard line. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on third. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Foreman powering ahead. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. The impressive opening drive continues and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Calling a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, and now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory?
And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Justin Fields taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Bears put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Osborne decides against a run back, and this will come out to the 25. So here are the Vikings set to go to work, and they're led by the leading passer in the NFC a season ago. Now in his 12th year, 6th as a Viking, Kirk Cousins.
I loved his quote during the week. If I were a defensive back, I would have wanted to play against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, had 4 of those picks, led to the loss. Cousins on the comeback route. He's got Jefferson. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. The numbers for him from a week ago: 8 catches, 84 yards.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
And they'll stop him after a gain of a couple to the 33. You look at this Bears defense. They're in the spot statistically that you don't want to be in against the pass. Number 32 in the league, dead last.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window, because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking on the #1 overall offense in the league.
This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards. So on 4th down, Ryan Wright on to punt for Minnesota. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. We switch the attention now to Khalil Herbert as this offense comes out for their next drive. Last week, over 100 yards, 3 touchdowns. We were talking with him on the field before the game. He said simply, I was in a groove. He obviously was.
And I think he's been a little modest about that, being in a groove. That's a big-time game right there. And I think he feels like his entire team is coming along with him because they're creating spaces and holes for him to run through. He's making people miss, running through tackles. They are locked in a big way and confident about this game as well.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 6. Now it's Fields off the bootleg. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is a defense that's super coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
From the gun on third down, Fields. He's going to look deep for more. And he knocks the ball away and it falls incomplete.
That is how you respond after taking one on the chin to begin this game. Give up a first drive touchdown, go back out on defense, and completely shut them down to force a 3-and-out.
Now Osborne to return it. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. And the Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one? Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he'll go down at the 28. A big play there on the catch and run. 46 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now Cousins fakes a jet sweep, and off play action, he wants to throw it. Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
And there, even if you've got to take something off that throw so that he slows down to catch it, that's far more preferable than what happened there. A big miss on what should have been a touchdown.
Cousins now on 2nd down. Pass caught here by Osborne. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. And a nice gain of 21 yards. So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. To the air again, it's Cousins. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it, and the Bears are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. A turnover is obviously, Charles, always costly, but oh man, when you throw those interceptions in the end zone like that, it really stings.
He tried to fit that one into his tight end, and I often use the expression NFL open, which means a tighter window. Down near the goal line, you really want him to be open. In this case, it cost him.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Here's Fields. Flushed out right. His throw incomplete.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield, because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
On play action, Fields eluding the pressure right. He had a man open, but he missed it, but it's incomplete.
I'll tell you what, these last couple of drives, much better from a defensive perspective. They gave up a touchdown on the opening drive, and then after forcing a punt on their last possession, it looks like they're going to get the football back again.
It'll be a 41-yard punt, give them 5 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner, they can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Cousins. Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack. A penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward.
Automatic first down.
A first down throw for Cousins. That's caught downfield by Addison. Touchdown, Vikings! Jordan Addison, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from evening this one up. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Velus Jones now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Offense set to get started. They currently sit 1 game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. Yeah, Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention they've been up and down all year, so to me, it depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely playoff worthy. But to me, they haven't been able to bring the intensity week in and week out, and that could be their Achilles heel.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. Looking deep here from Mooney. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Early on, the running game's been working well. The offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Off play action, Fields. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. A 41-yard punt there with no return, and out will come the offense as they take over. And now out comes Minnesota. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
2nd down and 6 now. To throw is Cousins. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow.
Jaquan Brisker getting sent on the safety blitz, and he was able to finish it off.
These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
And a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a fourth down. Well done.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well.
Here's Jones on the return. 13 yards the tally on the return there. And they will take over 1st and 10. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. Sitting in first place in the division. They've got an open date on the calendar coming up next week. So, Charles, you and I were talking about this before the game. This one for them kind of has some extra importance.
It certainly does, because if they can get the win here and pad their lead a bit, or at least keep pace, then they can really kick their feet up and say a job well done at this point, and not have to worry about ball at all until they're back in their facility, back in their meeting room, getting ready for the next game.
42 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. Back to Foreman on first. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
How about the big guy there showing some agility? He just floated from his D-tackle position in order to make that play.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now it's Fields. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I would say it might be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers in the half, because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series, before you get out there, hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
Fields. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Play fake, Cousins.
And that one too wide and incomplete.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Throwing is Cousins.
This is caught by Addison.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 27 yards there, a first down.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field, and here he finds the open guy.
Touchdown! T.J. Hockenson, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Vikings have taken the lead.
Rodrigo Blankenship on for the PAT.
And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. So that drive, 4 plays.
And it was T.J. Hockenson who finished the drive with a touchdown reception.
Now Jones.
Jones now on the return. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
Foreman's going to get it again on second down. And this will be a Bears first down as he's got this up to the 35-yard line.
Well, you know they had a third down play on standby just in case, but he says no need with that carry. Runs like that will continually earn him more work in this and future contests.
They run it on first with Foreman. He'll get this to about the 38.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Fields now to throw.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at third down and long.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw.
He'll fire deep, looking for more. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let him fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. Fourth down, so they send out Trenton Gill. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just in a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the second quarter. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10. Cousins to throw it. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Matt Eberflus clearly in disagreement with that last call, and he's going to throw the challenge flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. They'll run on first down with Akers.
And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action.
To throw, Cousins.
This one caught. It's the tight end, Hockenson.
And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
From the red zone now, Cousins. Throw to the right, hauled in by Addison.
And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that will bring up second down. Cousins. Touchdown, Vikings.
Justin Jefferson from 8 yards out. And the Vikings have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions, and they're a PAT from going up 21-7.
Yeah, very impressive the way that they've moved the football. Full command of their playbook, full command of the way they wanted to attack.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good,
and it's now 21-7. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Chicago offense set to get started. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
A play fake, now Fields to throw.
He's going to look deep for more. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
Play action. It's Fields.
He'll buy some time right. Now a diving effort right sideline. He's got it. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
To the air again, Fields.
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown Bears. DJ Moore, 49 yards.
And the Bears get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
And this will come out to the 25 as Osborne elects not to return it. The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue.
Cousins on first down.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
So first thing that crosses my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
He's going to go up top for the end zone.
And he's got Mooney in the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Darnell Mooney,
26 yards.
And the Bears are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half.
Santos with the extra point. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away.
Osborne decides against a run back, and this will come out to the 25. The Vikings going to take over now late in this first half. And they've got a little under 40 seconds to go if they want to try to put something together here.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Osborne. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Working out of the gun, Cousins.
Slant route, and he's got Addison.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to one remaining here as we head toward halftime. Cousins now to throw on first down.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
Well, they had that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you've got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
Cousins now.
Over the middle and complete to Addison.
The Vikings going to use their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Cousins again.
Throw out wide is incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Cousins now on second down.
To the sideline and incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. Now Cousins.
That is caught.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage as shown by that last play.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And with it, they'll take the lead at 24-21. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll head down to Orlando. That's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports Halftime Report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, where you see the final score there. Tua Tagovailoa, excellent in the victory as his guys push their record up to 8-3 on the year. We'll stay in the NFC East as we head down to the great state of Texas to check on the Cowboys at home at AT&T Stadium. And they were losers in that ball game as they fall to the visiting Washington Commanders. Sam Howell leading the way there as the win gets his guys back to 500 on the year. Lastly, let's get you way up to Seattle. See what's happening with the Seahawks. And it was the visiting San Francisco 49ers that come in and get the victory.
Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Goins, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? And this will come out to the 25 as Osborne elects not to return it. Jordan Addison back out now as the Vikings offense set to take possession. Good day for him so far here in the 3rd quarter. He's hit pay dirt once, over 100 yards, but hey, it's the 3rd quarter. He's thinking, I want more, right?
He wants more, and it just increases the confidence of his team because every play he makes That means his quarterback is really feeling good about throwing the football. Probably feels like he can't throw an incomplete pass when he throws it to him right now.
Yeah, he's looked really, really sharp.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
A give up the middle to Akers.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
On third down, Cousins. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. There's the stiff arm. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all of that now.
Cousins' throw taken in by Hockenson here.
There he goes, left side. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
We have seen big plays from both quarterbacks throughout this game, and there's another one right there. Going back and forth, almost like two excellent guitar soloists trying to top each other with each additional play.
And the third interception thrown by Cousins.
Eddie Jackson picks it.
And the Bears are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in, coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35.
77 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
2 yards the loss, second and 12.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields
rolling to his right. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Understanding he's just down one possession, trying to make something happen by extending the play, but the coverage downfield was excellent. He escaped and bought some time, but that one goes incomplete.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down.
One play action. Fields. This one complete to Tunyon underneath.
And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up fourth down.
Santos' kick is up and through, and that will tie us at 24 all. Well, whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
Osborne decides against a run back, and this will come out to the 25. Jordan Addison in the offense out for another drive.
He's been a load for them to handle defensively. I know that much.
But look at him. He's got 7 catches on the game, and he's starting to shred them a little bit because Not only is he catching them, he's picking up good yardage, keeping the chains moving, ball control, you name it. This big guy, what did you say? He's been a load for them to handle?
That's right.
Agreed.
7 catches, as you said, over 100 yards. Kyler Gordon, he's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Throwing, Cousins. Pass complete to Addison. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. Well, he's had the interception woes in this one, Charles, and that time a little bold to throw it into double coverage, but he beat the double coverage.
Yeah, but I admire that he still will challenge defenders downfield, even though the ball's been in jeopardy a few times in this game. A nice ball there against multiple defenders, and they advance it downfield.
That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
With the kind of game he's had so far, you had to know that on 3rd down that they would be looking his way, and they did, for big yardage and a 1st down. I think the defense fell asleep at the switch on that one. I would have doubled him, tripled him, anything to keep the ball out of his hands.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
Basically, you're not going to outwork 2 guys very often.
Double coverage. I thought he was going to go somewhere else with the football. I get it. That's a stud wide receiver. You want to try to get him the football.
Yeah, sometimes you rely on him a bit too much. You forget the other options that are out there.
Now this throw caught left side. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That goes for a gain of 31. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. They'll go with Akers here up the middle. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I really like what he did there because he took his practice work and converted it to game action because he used his hands, got off the block, worked laterally and stayed to the outside, and finished off the runner for a loss.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Cousins. He gets it to Addison. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
And we've seen him have success earlier on with the ball in his hands because he is a get it in space and make a play kind of a receiver. But that time, they closed on him quickly and held him to a short gain.
Throwing is Cousins. There's Addison. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Vikings are going to take the lead. Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And they will take a 7-point lead. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings booming away. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now. You can just kind of sense the momentum turning here. It's 1st and 10. Off play action, Fields. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Brian Asamoah working his way in to pick up the sack.
Partner, the Mike linebacker, the middle linebacker has so many different responsibilities. How excited do you think he was to get home with that blitz?
Yeah, he wants a sack. He got it. Fields now to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking deep here for Mooney. And unable to connect, incomplete. They'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
comes the Bears punter now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt.
Jordan Addison back out now as the Vikings offense set to take possession.
Last drive, the touchdown, 4 catches. Really good. He was. They were not good on the other side trying to stop him. What do they need to do?
Well, this is where the entire staff has to get involved because we always focus on the defensive coordinator. But he needs help from other people with their eyes and their expertise, and he needs to listen to them. And sometimes you just can't afford to wait on a drive and say, okay, let's get to the sidelines and start over. You need to find a way in the middle of that drive to start taking away what's hurting you.
Yeah, in-series adjustments, and how do you do that?
Well, what you do is you listen to what everyone else is telling you, what they're seeing, the patterns.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. T.J. Edwards from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. And that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hockenson. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the first down at the 29. A gain of 8 there on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis as we're about ready to rock and roll for the 4th and final quarter. And here's Ryan Wright now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. On the return is Jones. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the Bears take over.
The Chicago offense set to get started. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do this thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Here's Fields. Looking deep here from Mooney.
And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield.
So a costly penalty yardage-wise as that'll move the football down to the spot of the foul.
And what the officials are looking for in these situations, whether you're playing the man or the ball, and if you're playing the man, you get a lot less leeway in terms of what's going to happen at the end of the play. But if you're looking for the football, it's less likely to draw the flag.
9 yards is the pick up there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Some good strong running right there, some power and some explosiveness just about got him into the end zone.
Again, it's Homer. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. Travis Homer, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Bears are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter.
What a way to wrap up the week in the NFL. All tied on this Monday night as the kick is away. And this will come out to the 25 as Osborne elects not to return it.
The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field.
They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown. All tied up in the 4th quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here.
On 1st and 10, Cousins.
Over the middle and hauled in by Osborne.
He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
On the handoff, it's Akers.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Addison hauls it in, and he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1. And here's Ryan Wright now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. Here's Jones. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. Excellent job by their defense to force the punt and provide them with this opportunity, all tied in the 4th quarter. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Go.
The play action fake. They'll look to throw. He'll fire deep, looking for more. This is caught inside the 15. A huge play there for Chicago. 67 yards.
Talk about a momentum shifter right there. Tie game, 4th quarter. These are the plays that win you games. And now defensively, the question becomes, how do you respond?
Here we go,
A field goal could get them the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal.
Right.
They'll run here with Foreman. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Deontay Foreman, his first rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bears have broken our tie and have taken a 4th quarter lead. Well, that was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and they will take a 7-point lead. Now, after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Osborne decides against a run back, and this will come out to the 25. The Vikings ready to go again on offense. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the 4th quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive. A 1st down throw for Cousins. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. They'll run out of the gun with Akers. And he'll get about 3 up close to the 35. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they're at 50%, 4 for 8. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. Play fake, Cousins. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Give him 32 on the play.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down. Osborne motions left. He'll get it here on the jet sweep. Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. On third down, here's a run by Akers. And running with power here. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 56 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive could take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Oh, this defense knows. Fourth quarter, they need to make a play. That one was ripe for the taking. Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
Line of scrimmage, again the 4-yard line. Second and goal.
Akers going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got 3, but could not get the ball over the chalk.
They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's third and goal.
Akers again. And this time he'll work his way in. Touchdown, Vikings. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A fourth-quarter touchdown here. We're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the fourth.
What a way to wrap up the week in the NFL. All tied on this Monday night as the kick is away. This fielded right at the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. DJ Moore headed back out as the Bears take over on possession.
Seems like the measuring stick for a receiver for a great game is 100 yards. Well, he's well past that now.
And as we analyze how he's getting them, that's where it really becomes fun because, let's face it, they keep sending coverage at him, keep trying to put the pressure on, yet he finds ways downfield and finds openings. That's a really crafty receiver.
And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there.
And he'll be out of bounds after his short pickup, as that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. What a way to wrap up the week. Now a big play. It's third down. Back to throw. Fields.
Buying time to his left.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he will have the Bears first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Handoff running left, Foreman.
Strong run, but he's corralled just beyond the 40.
Short gain, last 2 plays. Who do you think's excited about that?
Absolutely. This defense, they're saying go right ahead with those.
2nd and 6 coming up. Here's Fields.
They'll roll him out right. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, the noise got to be an issue now offensively. Here's 3rd and 6. All eyes on Fields. Looking deep here for Mooney.
And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Well, the defense certainly did its job. They held up in that situation, and now 4th down, you've got to punt this and try to get to overtime. There's no decision to be made in my estimation.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. And they call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here's 1st and 10. Cousins. That's caught by Addison. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. Now Cousins. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring on 2nd down. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late-game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
Throw left side, and Osborne has it. And he will get out of bounds here as well. What a play. Big yardage. They stop the clock. And they move it to the boundary of field goal range as well. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. 2nd down, they'll go with Akers again. And a short gain down to about the 33. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
We know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Every eye in the stadium fixated on Rodrigo Blankenship. This to almost certainly win the football game. Blankenship's kick is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. He hasn't missed a kick all year. Why would he start now?
That's a great question, isn't it? Well, maybe because that was the most nerve-wracking kick he had to attempt all year. But he knocked it through just like it was an easy chip shot.
And he'll get to the 30-yard line before going out of bounds. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Don't jump, ready? Right.
Now Fields. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So they say no to the penalty. The incompletion stands. It'll be 2nd and 10.
And what they want to do is go ahead and take those downs away from them. You never want to give extra snaps to any offense. That's how you get hurt.
One last throw here for Fields. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. A fun, close ball game comes to an end. On that last play, Charles, they were on the wrong side of midfield. They needed something near a miracle, and they couldn't get it done.
Yeah, the effort, that was good. Very good, in fact. They were just a little too far out to get a decent look.